Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another track guide here at Simplay Motorsport. We're at the next round and the halfway stage of the season, and we're back in the US of A here at Watkins, Glen, just outside New York. A track that's 2.3 miles long, an elevation change of 35 meters high, open 1956, and a grade 1 with turns of 15 and goes around on a clockwise circuit. As we head down towards turn 1, this is where most of the opportunity is going to be had into the race. A lot of opportunities to overtake into turn 1, into the corner which is known as the 90. And as it states, a 90-degree right-hander, which can open many opportunities as you then head up to the S's of turn 2, turn 3. But we go back to the 90, and obviously one of the most easiest opportunities to overtake. Down the inside, the Simplay Motorsport goes down through and passes the BMW, but making sure he has to have a good run as he heads towards the S's. As he comes up towards the S's now, kind of a Spa, Eau Rouge and Radion kind of style corner, where he comes up and down in elevation changes and is known as the S's. We'll do the whole sector here as we then come down towards the back straight. Great opportunity for fast-paced cars to try and get a good slipstream and head towards the inner loop, also known as the bus stop chicane to most of us, but on the track map it's called the inner loop, which then chucks yourself out into the outer loop, into the end of sector 1. And as you can see, the different changes of elevation up the S's, it goes blind once you get up the top. It is pretty much flat all the way through and all the way down towards the back straight. A great opportunity to get a great slipstream, a great tow towards the inner loop. And if you have a good opportunity and you're brave enough, you can launch it straight down the inside and try and outmuscle your guys around you, but it's very unlikely. Making sure you stay with trail limits with 2 wheels at least on the curb. As you then go into the outer loop, which has a slight banking to it, as most of the corners here does have a slight banking to it. And as you can see here, the Aston Martin looking down the inside of the Agora and can't quite get the job done. It's really tricky to get a move done there, but if you're lucky enough, you can catch people out into the outer loop if they've not had the best run through the chicane or the inner loop. As you can see here, the Simplay Agora with a better run through the inner loop gets a better run on the outer loop, and because of that slight banking, it's allowed to go right around the outside of the Porsche 911 and then get the higher ground, which then leads into sector 2. Into sector 2, the chute, as it's known as, is this really awkward off-camber downhill section where you come into a left-hander and the car just always wants to lose the rear end as it's struggling to find traction. As it then heads into the heel, another banked corner and very easy to take a lot of speed into there. As you go back through the chute, you can see how the car is having to ride like a roller coaster through this section. It's all moving downhill. And again, the chute is a good opportunity to get a move done. If you've got a good run through the outer loop, you can then lean into the inside, but careful you don't run too wide, as again the car will naturally want to drift wide. As you then head towards the heel, like I said, a banked corner, so you can throw a lot more speed into it as the car will slow down as it hits the banking and try and get a good exit up towards the top of the hill. And again, another opportunity to get past, but all these opportunities are very tricky to pull off because you do need to execute them very well as it goes down the inside of the BMW. Down the little straight known as the boot, it then launches you straight into the heel, turn 8. As you see there, down the inside of the Mercedes, and through we go there, up towards turn 9. Very difficult corner to get right as the car is moving and changing position of its axis and trying to get into a comfortable position. The car's always moving about. Then into 10. And into 11 as well. Very fast couple of corners. This whole circuit is very high-paced track, and definitely a circuit where high speed is going to be looked at, and power is another thing that will help the guys out there. And once again, if we have a look through this whole sector again as we go towards the heel, into the heel we go as the Simplay Motorsport tries to get a great run through there and then head up towards turn 9. And again, look at turn 9 again. Look how much the car is wanting to move about, dance about, is really struggling for grip, and it gets it done. Then leads into turn 10. Very easy to run wide and take too much speed, as you can see here, but the Simplay Motorsport planted to the ground and keeps a great run through there. And then finally into 11. And if you get a good run out of 11, it will then lead you towards the start finish straight for a good lap time. But also another thing to keep an eye on is track pit entry. You can see there, right hand side, the red cones, in that white line you want to be, and into the pit stop you come. You can take the corner as normal, but as soon as you've committed to the pit stop, you stay to the right hand side and get it stopped just before the red cones. Towards pit exit is the green cones. Release off the pit limiter and making sure you stay on the right hand side of the yellow line. Do not cross into the path of other cars. As soon as the yellow line is clear, you are able to take racing line. Be obviously aware of other cars on track. And that is a lap of Watkins Glen. Best of luck to the guys here tonight. Your lap records are as shown now. Your pro is done by Andy for the qualifying. Race was done by Onward for Dubs. Laney for Pro-Am and Quali. And a race for Ben Parkey. Best of luck to the guys here. We're looking forward to racing the US of A once again in the halfway stage. All the points count. Back to the guys in the comms.